Namaste, my name is Ryan from Bodhi Bodies Wellness. I'm going to take you through a 20-minute flow to open up hip, hamstrings, and a few other parts of your body. So begin to come into by coming into a comfortable seated position, rolling out the flesh underneath your buttocks, sitting upright, and taking a few breaths with your hands at heart center. Close your eyes. Let go of outside distractions and move your awareness within yourself to the flow of air in and out through your nose. Feel the air as it passes from the nostrils down through the throat into the lungs and back out. Take 3 more conscious breaths in this way. Now from your breath, move into your body. Become aware of your base, sitting on the ground, your sitting bones up through your spine, all the way through to the crown of your head. And from the crown of your head, back down to your base. Awareness on your body and your breath. Keeping this awareness through your practice, we'll begin now, gently opening your eyes. Inhale to bring arms up overhead, reach and extend. Keep elbows straight if you can, hands in line with shoulders, shoulder blades down. Inhale to reach a bit taller. Exhale, fold as far forward as you can, reaching with your fingertips, taking your hands down to the ground. Inhale, slightly lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale to walk a little bit further forward and stay here for 5 full breaths. As you breathe in and out here, send the breath into your low back and hips. It may be that you're not even able to fold over at all and you're just able to just take your hands down to the ground. That's okay. Wherever you are, continue to breathe into the pose. And on your next inhale, come back up, hands up above your head. Exhaling back down, hands come to heart center. Switch around the cross of your legs so your opposite leg comes in front. Inhale to bring both arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Aware of each breath in, each breath out. Keep your sitting bones on the ground and stretch the top of your head forward. Relax through your shoulders and breathe into your hips and low back. On your next exhalation, walk your hands over to your left side. Stretch through your right fingertips a little bit further forward. Take 2 breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your right. Stretch through your left fingertips a little bit further forward to increase the stretch to your side body. Taking your chest towards your knee in this variation. Inhale back to center. Exhale here. Inhale to raise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale back down, hands to heart center. And then rolling forward or turning to the side and coming into tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips. As you inhale, arch your back, drop your stomach towards the ground, your chest, and start to gaze up. Moving through something called cat-cow. Inhale as you move into the cat portion, starting to round your spine, beginning at your tailbone, moving 1 vertebrae at a time, finishing by tucking your chin to your chest. Inhale to arch. Feel like a wave is moving through your spine. It starts at the bottom, ends at the top. Exhale to round. 2 more times with your own breath. Try to feel as if you're moving 1 vertebrae at a time, starting to get that individual movements, control over your movement, opening up through the spine, through the front and back of the torso. Then spreading your knees wide, big toes together and touching. Exhale, press your hips back to your heels. Walk your hands forward and take your forehead down to the ground. If you can't get your head to the ground, or if your hips are way away from your heels, you can stay upright or bring a block underneath your forehead to rest to be a bit more comfortable. In this pose, we can be active or passive with our arms. Since we're starting to warm up our practice, it's good to be a little bit active. So lift your elbows, lift your forearms, spread your fingers, press equally into the ground with your whole hand. And use this pressure of your hands to push your hips a little bit further back towards your heels. 2 more full breaths in and out here. Inhale to raise back up to tabletop, tuck your toe. Inhale to now raise your right arm up, open up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're threading the needle, taking our arm underneath our other arm, shoulder down to the ground, coming into a spinal twist. Rest your shoulder and the side of your head on the ground. Breathing in and out here. If you'd like to move a little bit deeper and challenge your mobility with your other arm, as you inhale, raise your left arm up. Exhale it around behind your back, finding a bind, if you can, on your right inner thigh. Otherwise, just letting it rest on your lower back. If you found that bind, can you open up through your top shoulder a little bit more, increasing the twist? And as you exhale, taking your left hand back down to the ground, inhale to raise your right hand all the way up. Exhale, right hand back down. Inhale, left leg up, left arm up. Exhale as you cross your left arm underneath, threading the needle, taking your shoulder and the side of your head down to the mat. If you did so on the other side, on an inhalation, raising your right arm up. Exhale it around behind your back and find a bind on your left inner thigh if you can. Working to open up your top shoulder a little bit more to increase the spinal twist. Aware of each breath in and each breath out. Exhale to release your right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, left arm sweeps all the way back up. Open up to the ceiling once more. Exhaling your left hand back down. Spreading your fingers, tucking your toes under. Exhale to lift your knees off the ground. Push your hips up and back. With deep knee bend at first, try to get a straight line from your hands all the way through up into your hips. And then start to walk one heel down to the ground at a time. And taking both heels down towards the ground, making sure your fingers are spread. Press equally into your entire hand. Lifting upwards with your hips towards the back corner of your room where the ceiling and the wall meet. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, stepping your right foot forward. And inhale, lower your left knee and inhale up to low lunge. Flatten your back foot. Press into the top of the back foot. Squeeze through the left glute slightly and push that hip slightly forward to increase the stretch. Arms overhead, shoulders relaxed. Option to join your hands together and gaze up towards your thumbs, opening through your chest, not compressing through the low back. One last breath in and out here. As you exhale, straighten your front leg, hinge your hips back, pull your toes towards you, and take fingertips down to the ground. If you're not able to, you can take 2 blocks or books, place your hands on there, or rest your hands on your shins. Inhale to slightly lift your chest, open your chest, lengthen through the top of your head. Exhale, with that length, can you fold a little bit further forward? Inhale to raise back up. Exhale, folding towards, or side bending towards your right, taking your right hand down and your left hand across towards the right. Reaching with your top hand, reach your fingertips towards the wall. Lengthen through the whole side body and try to send your breath more into this side of the body to create more stretch and expansion through that rib cage. One last breath in and out. Inhale back up. Exhaling both hands down, stepping right leg back to meet left, coming to a high plank. Option to lower to low plank if you need from your knees. Hands under shoulders, whole body strong and engaged. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin down to the mat. Inhale to lower your hips and lift and open up through your chest, gazing slightly forward, using just your back muscles to lift you here. Exhale, press your hands in, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Find your fullest expression of this pose. Strong through your arms. Can you straighten your elbows? Externally rotate your upper arms, turn your biceps towards the ceiling, but keep your thumb and your first finger on the ground as you do this. Inhale as you lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward, lower your right knee, flatten your foot, and inhale up to your low lunge on the other side. Pressing into the top of your right foot, squeezing your right glute, increasing the stretch in your hip, slight back bend and gaze towards your hands if it's comfortable for you, if you're able to do that without compressing into your low back. One last breath in and out here. Exhale to straighten your front leg, hinge your hips back. Take fingertips down to the ground. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits pose. Inhale as you lift slightly, lengthen through your spine, grow taller. Exhale with that length, fold forward. Each breath in and each breath out with complete awareness. Inhale to raise back up into your low lunge. Exhale, side bend towards your left. Open up through the whole right side of your body. Can you breathe more into your right side of your lungs now and create expansion through that side? Inhale, come back up. Exhaling both hands down, stepping left leg back to meet right, high plank. Staying strong and stable here. You can lower down to your belly as we did last time, or if you'd like to challenge yourself on your exhalation, lower down what's called Chaturanga. Slowly lowering down your chest towards the ground, hover over the ground, elbows over your wrists. Inhale, slide onto the tops of your feet, pull your chest forward and through, straighten your arms. Upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog, pushing your hips up and back. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your left knee or keep your left knee off the ground and straighten your back leg. That makes it more difficult, easier if your knee's lowered. Finding a nice deep stretch here through the glute and the back of your right thigh. If you'd like to move deeper on your exhalation, moving down to your forearms, trying to keep your chest open as you make this transition. Aware of each breath in and each breath out. Slowly coming back up to your hands if you're on your forearms, and walking your foot across to the opposite side of the mat. Take your knee down, moving into Pigeon Pose. So your knee should be slightly outside of your hips, so your thigh points to 2 o'clock here. Inhale to lengthen. You may want to stay here, or on your exhalation you can start to walk forward as far as is comfortable for you. Now in Pigeon Pose, it's key to make sure that your hips stay level. There's a tendency for the left hip to want to open up here as you try to get your right hip down. Level your hips so your sacrum is level. If your right hip is off the ground, it's nice to support it with a blanket, pillow, or a block. Taking 3 more full breaths in and out. Inhale to come back up, walking your hands back towards you. Both hands on the mat, tuck your back toe under. Inhale, right leg all the way up. Exhale, right foot back down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Either lowering your right knee or keeping it up and trying to straighten your back leg. Holding here for a few breaths. Option to push that knee out a little further to increase the stretch in your hip. And if you move into the lower stretch on the last side, doing so again on this side, lowering to your forearms, working to keep your chest open, either lowering your back knee or keeping it in the air. Each breath in, each breath out. Complete awareness within your body. Two more full breaths in and out. Inhale to raise back up to your hands if you were on your forearms. Lifting your back leg, stepping your left leg across now. Lowering your knee down, moving into pigeon on the other side. Find your alignment. Back legs in a straight line, parallel with the outside edge of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to sink down into your pigeon pose. So a quick note here. The further forward your shin is to be parallel at the front of the mat, the more difficult this pose becomes. So if it's really hard for you, you can take your foot in closer towards your hip to make it a little bit less intense. Or if you need to challenge yourself more, take your shin parallel to the front of the mat or closer to it. Aware of each breath in, each breath out, staying for 3 more full breaths in and out. Inhale, slowly come back up. Placing your hands down, tucking your back toes under. Inhale, left leg all the way up. You can bend your knee and shake that hip out a little bit if it feels a little bit tight after that, some circles. And placing your foot back down, lowering both your knees to the ground, sitting your hips back to your heels. This time, passive child's pose. Forehead down to the ground, arms to your side. Resting and relaxing in this pose. Taking 5 full breaths in and out. Feel yourself rising up slightly on your inhale, falling down, your exhalation sinking in, as if you're a jellyfish swimming in the ocean, rising on the inhales, falling on the exhales, slowly moving deeper and deeper into your pose. Thank you for joining me today. If you'd like to finish your practice with a spinal twist both ways in Shavasana, be my guest. I look forward to seeing you.